Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Good morning, Huntsville.
It was very simple this morning.
Well, I wasn't prepared to spin and all that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun 2 Fridays ago.
The Huntsville Action News.
Wait, hold on, Billy. We got to try that again real quick. You ready? Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. On the count
You put me on the spot. Okay.
On the count of 3.
Hang on, I got to make sure I'm pointing. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Ready? And 3, 2, and it's 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Huntsville. You're live with Huntsville Morning News.
Oh, it's always fun. I missed you last Friday.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, man.
I know. I cried the entire time.
You know, it was the first episode that we had missed in 100 and I want to say like 109 or 10 episodes. We've been really good about making sure that we're on every morning and that no matter what, the show must go on, even during some holidays. We've had some rerun episodes, and we were planning on doing a rerun episode on Friday, but man, I was under the weather there for a good week and a half, and a little strep going around, and somehow caught on to that, and just was not a good time, but feeling a million times better, and had like a little flare up on Wednesday just for a brief moment, but feel great, man. So.
Well, I woke up that Friday and went and talked to myself in the mirror for an hour and a half. So I really, I didn't miss a beat. Nothing to it.
Yeah, well, we missed you, Billy. I missed you, man. It's always fun on a Friday. Welcome in. Good to have everyone joining us, as always, here on a fabulous Friday as we get rolling here. Beautiful morning. Clouds darted across the sky this morning as I was driving in. Beautiful sunrise today. There's a field over there off. I'm still learning the highways, man. Off 70, like over there by Smiley's, is that 75 that intersects near 45
by
over there?
Smiley's. You got to do better than that.
By one of the 20 Smiley's here in town. It's a scavenger hunt. Figure out which one.
Yeah.
But there's a horse field over there, and the sun always rises over that horse field, and it is absolutely beautiful. If you time that just right, the sun is glistening over, and it'll beam off of those horses.
Why, were you by the Goree unit?
Which one? Where's that one at? Out here?
It's over by Elkins.
Yep, that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And there's the
He was at Smiley's number 932.
Yeah. It was. Smiley's 932 over there. Well, welcome in, friends. Appreciate you being here with us on a Friday. As always, we are in our studio, brought to you by our good friend Elliott Herlizch of Elliott's Jewelers for all your custom jewelry and more. Please visit them online. Set up an appointment. Go to elliottjewelers.com, and my good friend Elliott will take excellent care of all of your jewelry needs. Speaking of which, guess who's here today as a guest?
Me.
Yeah, Billy's back. Elliott Herlizch is joining us in studio today, and we're looking forward to chatting with Elliott, see what he's been up to, and some more things that is going on here in the Huntsville community. So we're excited to talk about that today as we wrap up a great, productive week. I also want to be a big thanks to Paul Oley of the Gallery for all your custom framing. Check out our good friend Paul Oley at the Gallery. And then last but certainly not least, on a Friday, would not be able to be here without our good friends from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. Mr. Billy Cauthen, Greg Smith, and the whole crew over there. We appreciate you guys very much. We need to get one of the other employees on here to join you sometime on a Friday.
Oh, absolutely.
Who could we trick into coming up here?
Yeah, we would have to trick them.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a trick, but with Halloween coming up, I figured that'd be a good time to trick people.
Maybe we'll have to take the show live and like just set up in their office, and when they show up, be like, surprise.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Some balloons. I told Elliott this morning that the local band was going to show up and play drums, trumpets, and all that, but I literally just got a text from them just now that says they're not going to be able to make it. So,
I hate those last minute cancellations.
They were not coming. Well, welcome in. Fun morning getting yeah, it's always a last minute. Want to just thank everybody for joining us this morning. By the way, too, if you haven't already, a lot of folks are starting to engage now in the Spirit Radio FM app. And so you can listen and enjoy this show while you drive. You don't have to worry about any distractions. You just download the app and turn it on. And we would love for you to download the Spirit Radio app. And after the show is off the air each day, of course, from around 7 to 8 or so, after the show is off the air, then we play contemporary Christian music and messages, focus on the family, and a little bit of national news tossed in there once in a while as well. And then we try to keep things really focused on Huntsville. So it's a great outlet for folks to stay engaged on the show. Platform continues to grow, and we appreciate that very much. And we're going to be giving away pretty soon a new contest that's coming up, and we're still working on a couple of sponsors for it. But we're going to do a secret sound starting here on Good Morning Huntsville. And the reason we're going to do that is because our little What's Wrong with the Show After 2 Months contest that just came out of thin air, it was a lot of fun. A lot of people were engaging with that, trying to figure out what was wrong with the show. Quentin Williams, by the way, figured out what was wrong with the show, and I had to present him with a $100 bill the other day. So
will you financially recover from that?
It's going to be tough. I'm on a 3-year recovery plan right now. My friends over at Walker County Federal Credit Union have helped with a loan on that one.
Gotcha. Yeah, that they are the go-to place there for that.
Yeah, so they're helping to make sure that I'll be able to get that taken care of and paid back. I was trying to, of course, joking. I was trying to pull up something here of our good friend. Let me go ahead and see if I can pop this up on the screen for those of you that are on the social media feeds this morning. If you're not, you'll just have to let us kind of walk you through this. But here is our friend.
I know that guy.
Yeah, here he is. And let me pull it up here. So there's our good friend, Mr. Quentin Music Man Williams, holding up that $100 bill. I had to go drive across town, get the $100 bill out of the bank account, put it in a secret envelope, and then go sneak it over to where he works at another bank and drop it off. Mm-hmm. And I was joking around. I said, Quentin, man, you work at a bank. I said, do you think they could just give you $100 and we call it even? It doesn't work that way, though.
Were you like hearing the Mission Impossible music in your head as you were doing that?
Oh yeah. Well, I was also hearing like the Empty Wallet music as well as I was doing that. You know?
Oh, I can play that for you right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy one to play. Scary news, by the way. My daughter now knows what a credit card is, and that is way too young at 23 months old. Very, very young. I'm all about educating my children, but very, very young and very, very worried that she knows at 23 months what a credit card is. And here's why.
You want a word of advice on that?
Cut it up.
Buckle up, buttercup.
Well, what it was is I always keep business cards. During the week, I'll usually wear my Hello Huntsville shirts, and it has a pocket on it. I decided to be like you, get a little more cash on a Friday, Billy, by the way. And
this is action wear,
yeah,
free range of movement.
She knows, she digs in my pockets. It's always so much fun because she'll dig in my pocket and she'll try to pull out, and she'll say cards, and she knows that those are business cards. And throughout the day, I'll meet folks in town, and so I usually stuff that pocket full of business cards along with my own. And then when I get home, I sort through them and go through them and put them on my desk. Well, the other day, she's not only digging in my shirt pocket saying cards, but I had put my credit card on the coffee table, Billy. And she looks over at me, and she holds it up and smiles really big and goes, "Credit card, Daddy." And I maybe have told her one time what a credit card was, and it stuck in her mind like glue, and she has never forgotten. It's nuts how these children can just learn stuff so quick. And then the same thing kind of happened. With, I'm just talking about memory, and it's like I need to figure out how to get my daughter's memory. But we were at the doctor one day, and the doctor has a stool, not a chair, but a stool, the little round stools, and she gets on it and starts spinning around. And I said, "That's a stool, sweetheart." She never forgot me telling her that, and every time we go anywhere, she knows the difference between a chair and a stool. So that's your Wednesday Boning Wednesday wisdom on a Friday.
Do you think that their memory is so good because it's not cluttered up with all the other stuff that we've stored over the years?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. There's nothing in there to taint it right now. So, well,
they've never had the whole commode, lavatory, toilet. We've had that argument at our house. So, yeah.
We'll talk about that argument off air sometime.
Well, it just, very Southern parents, and I sometimes call things by the not incorrect, but not as proper as it should be named.
Like John?
No.
Do you say toilet?
No. Growing up, it was a commode.
Yeah.
And my family went as far, Jacqueline and Lily and them went as far as doing research to prove me wrong that that's a toilet. So, yeah, it's just the arguments we have.
I've said
Not
that.
really an argument, just a discussion to prove Dad wrong.
Yeah, what do you call it this morning, Huntsville? Let us know. Do you call it? This is where we're going this morning.
I've already put the show in the crapper.
And you know where that word came from?
I got a couple of guesses.
John Crapper was his name. Go look it up. That's where it came from.
For real?
Yeah, good old John Crapper. Good man. Never knew him.
I don't know if I can trust you right now.
Hey, I'm just telling you, all you got to do is go online, look it up, and that's where it came from. Actually, I lied to you. He was here's the I'm not making this up. Thomas Crapper wasn't. So that's where the debate came from, because there was a guy named John and a guy named Thomas. Well, Thomas is last. I have no idea why we're going down this path. And Elliot, we apologize. We just felt like going down this path.
You need to read about him here, because you're actually on to something.
You thought I was joking, but the guy's name is Thomas Crapper. He was born, and look at this. His birthday's coming up in a few days, September 28, 1836. I like, too, that it has his baptism date on here. It says when he was baptized also.
He must have been from Huntsville.
He was an English plumber and businessman. He founded the Thomas Crapper & Co. in London, a plumbing equipment company. This is 100% legitimate. His notability with regard to toilets has often been overstated, mostly due to the publication in 1969 of a fictional biography by New Zealand. It's one of those, how do you say it, satire? Kind of a satire author, Wallace Rayburn. Crapper held, I'm reading this word for word, held 9 patents, 3 of them for water closet improvements, such as the floating ball cock. He improved the S-Pen trap in 18. This is enough. Just go look up Thomas Crapper and you'll find all his information, Billy.
Y'all are welcome.
Yeah, there you go. He was born in Yorkshire, and finally, though,
damn, he's got a logo and everything.
This hey, he really does. This
That's
was
nice.
Hold on, let me get Quentin off of here. Hold on, Quentin. This was the actual legitimate logo of the Thomas Crapper Company, and that went on the porcelain commodes that he made, Billy. So there you go. A little history this morning.
Yeah, there were again the finer people of Walker and surrounding areas. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, friends, we got a good show. We're not talking about that stuff anymore. Appreciate everybody joining us. We always like to get you off on the right foot on a Friday. Again, our good friend Elliott Herlizch joining us.
Get you off your feet.
Yeah. Our good friend Elliott Herlizch joining us here in studio. We'll have Elliott on here in just a few moments. I do want to mention, by the way, we are giving away some more of the good stuff today. Billy, hold this up real quick. These go like hotcakes. Whenever we give these away, these things go like hotcakes. And a big thanks to our good friend Clay Tousworth over at 0 Degree Candy. That is the best way to eat Skittles. And I believe I've got some tickets. Huntsville plays here tonight, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, I've got some good news. I've got some tickets to give away, seatback tickets this morning to the Huntsville Hornet game tonight. And so we're going to be giving away these Skittles. I'm also going to be giving away some tickets to the Huntsville Hornet game. Big thank you to HISD for supplying those tickets as well tonight. All you got to do, by the way, friends, to enter into that contest, super easy. Text in the keyword fun to our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Text in the keyword fun. Please put your name in there as well so we know who you are. And our randomizer will pick you. Again, Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Chris Brown was saying Clay's name here in Huntsville is now known as Mr. Skittles.
My daughter wanted some the other day. I think it was before we left out to go to church. And she's, Daddy, where can we? I said, I don't really know where he sells them.
Farmers markets.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but this was Sunday before church, so I don't.
Hey, you just go knock on his door and say, you got any Skittles?
Well, I mean, that works too, but that kind of makes him like a dealer, doesn't it?
He's the local Skittles dealer here in Huntsville. So, well, friends, continue to comment in. We'll get to those comments a little bit later in the show. A lot of folks already joining us this morning, and so thanks for that interaction. We'll step aside for now, though, and take a break. And when we come back, we'll hear from our good friend Elliott Herlizch of Elliott's Jewelers. A lot more to come as we continue on this morning. It's your show, Huntsville. Good morning, Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Lance Pry. President Biden announced another $325 million aid package for Ukraine yesterday. Zelensky's visit comes at a crucial time for Ukraine as it attempts to get support and secure additional funding for its counteroffensive against Russia. Biden said he approved the next round of U.S. security assistance to Ukraine, including more artillery, more ammunition, more anti-tank weapons, and next week, the first U.S. Abrams tanks will be delivered to Ukraine. President Biden will enjoy a much lighter workday today than he did yesterday. He will deliver remarks today on gun safety. That'll be taking place at 2:45 p.m. Eastern in the Rose Garden. India has stopped issuing visas to Canadian citizens amid tensions over the killing of a Sikh separatist on Canadian soil. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claims Indian government officials may have been responsible. India said the temporary visa ban was due to security threats, disrupting work at its missions in Canada. Tensions flared this week after the Prime Minister claimed India may have been behind Monday's murder. India has angrily rejected the allegation, calling it absurd. The White House is defending its border policies as illegal immigrants continue to surge with no end in sight.
Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre emphasized that the administration has put in place measures to control the influx of migrants entering the U.S.
We have worked very hard. The president have worked very hard to implement a strategy when it comes to the border that is humane, safe, and has orderly enforcement. That is something that we have tried to do and worked really hard to do these last 2 years.
However, she stressed it is imperative for Congress to take action in passing comprehensive immigration reform. The urgency arises as thousands of individuals have recently crossed the southern border, placing a significant strain on both personnel and detention facilities. I'm John Schaefer.
USA News.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everyday.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cauthen. manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
All right, friends, Huntsville, Walker County, wherever you are listening from, wherever you're watching from, we want to welcome you in here on a fabulous Friday. There's our friend Elliott Herlizch.
Hello, good morning.
Boy, I'll tell you what, when Elliott Herlizch is in studio, it is always a very, very fabulous Friday. Welcome in, Elliott. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You too.
I promise I won't talk about toilets and commodes and crappers.
Yeah. Did you know that story, though?
No, but I think we should elevate it.
Yeah.
So an elevator come up, like a handicap accessible?
No. No.
I knew we were gonna just inject it for a brief moment, Elliott, and then we're gonna get down to business. No pun intended.
No.
Look, yeah, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to get
I'm
us.
getting so embarrassed. I'm getting flooded.
You're welcome.
Well, friends, welcome back in on a Friday. A lot of friends joining us. We are here live from our studio downtown, brought to you by our good friend Elliott Herlizch of Elliott's Jewelers, online at elliottjewelers.com, and also on a Friday with our Foundation 5 sponsor, Billy Cauthen of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Kyle Kreiner joining in this morning, saying good morning from Lafayette. So he is down in Lafayette this morning.
Oh, man, he got me good last Friday.
Kyle said something yesterday, like the boot something. What was it, Kyle? And somebody said Beaumont, and you said no, but close enough. It was Houston, and I forgot what he was talking about. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday or heard it, Billy, but Kyle, let us know what that was again yesterday. You said you were traveling through some part of Texas. A lot of other friends joined. Hey, this is a friend back in Georgetown. Really good to hear from you, Romy. This was a lady that I've known from a long time, and used to do their IT work back in the day. And a big shout-out this morning to Romy Salinas joining us. She says, happy Friday, blessings. Caitlin Jeter's joining us this morning, saying good morning. My dad joining this morning, saying love you. I love that. Love you, Dad. Good to hear from you this morning. And a lot of other folks chiming in. We'll get to a few more of these here. As I like this one, Billy. Quentin Glay saying good morning. How about those Cowboys?
How about the Cowboys?
You a Cowboys fan?
I really don't follow a professional sports team, believe it or not.
But growing up, you had to have a team.
Oh, well, growing up, of course, I was alive during the Houston Oilers era.
Warren Moon
My
days.
dad was a big football fanatic, so as long as it was the Texas team, we were cheering. So, yeah.
And they haven't played in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much shut it down, didn't they?
Yeah, the team that came back to Houston, and they just do we have a football team in Houston? I'm still trying to figure that out. So, Elliott, did you have a team growing up? Was there any football team growing up?
I don't care about football.
No football.
I don't care about football. I just as soon listen to music, musicals, anything like that.
Okay, well that's all right. Where did you grow up, Elliott? As long as I've known you, I've never asked where you grew up.
My childhood was in a small city just outside of New York City called Spring Valley, New York, Muncie, New York. It was a lot like East Texas, but different accent.
It's so weird. I went to upstate New York one time, and there was a really close friend of mine, and she had went up there. I actually drove. She went ahead of me. Her dad is a plumber. I'm not relating this to anything we talked about earlier, but her dad has a plumbing business in Austin. Well, they had a big conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and she had went with her father. Well, she had a Mustang, convertible Mustang, and a golden retriever, and I was in charge of driving the Mustang and the golden retriever. and we were to meet in Nashville and then drive the rest of the way to upstate New York, which we did. Let me just say, those convertible Mustangs, they're not that roomy. if you're claustrophobic, not the car for you. And then you add on a dog on top of that, and it just
sheds like crazy.
Oh yeah, it was a fun trip, but definitely something that if I ever did it again. Thankfully, Bridget and I have a truck now. I'd put the dog in the back of the truck, not in the tailgate, but in the back. Not in the bed, but in the back, and there'd be plenty of room. But we had driven all the way to upstate New York. Met her there in Nashville. We took the rest of the leg to upstate New York. Stayed in her cousin. She moved in with her cousin for a beautiful town called New Hartford, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget which town it was outside of. But my whole thing about New York, I thought, it's going to be this hustling, bustling the whole state. Everybody's going to be bumping into you, rude, because that's what you see on TV, right? Totally not the case outside of the city. Beautiful, down-to-earth people, very nice.
Well, I would travel to New York once a month to do diamond buying and into the city. And people think when you say I live in New York, the same, just like you, hustle and bustle. But anything out of the city is considered upstate New York. And I was walking down the street in New York City, and there was this little old lady wrapped in a coat pulling her shopping cart, and she was having a hard time getting it up over the curb. So I reached down and lifted it up and put it up on top of the curb, and she went scurrying off. And a woman in full stride walking toward me said, "You mustn't be from New York."
Yeah, it was a beautiful area. I never imagined the scenery and all that. And we ended up driving, and even before the trip, I had no idea that's Niagara Falls was up there. And so we ended up driving to Buffalo, right? Is that right? It's in Buffalo, outside of Buffalo?
There's lots of, yeah.
And so we went to Niagara Falls. And this was several years after 9/11, so the border had gotten pretty tight. But everybody said if you go to Niagara Falls, you need to go to the Canadian side.
Yes, that's the better side.
Well, we didn't have any. We didn't have our passports. So the Canadians, they said, "Oh, come on over, whatever." But they said, "But your country's going to not let you back in. It's going to be really tough." And so we said, once in a lifetime opportunity. When's the next time I'm going to get back up here to Niagara Falls? Well, the funny thing was the dog came across easily. Well, let me word it like this. Dog came across, we came across, no problem. Stayed there for a few hours. Beautiful. It was also in March, but everything was still frozen. And so it was really neat to see the wind, how it had pushed all the mist off of Niagara Falls. So there was, instead of ice going down, it was going to the side everywhere. So on our way back in, they were 100% right. We had a very hard time coming back, and I'll never forget the border customs agent, whatever their official title is. He just shook his head and he goes, "I wish you people would stop doing this." I said, "Well, then put a sign up that says you can't go across, otherwise you're not going to get back." And what was funny though, Elliot, the dog made it back.
No
easier
problem. Of course.
No, because she had the vet papers on the dog. So we didn't have any papers, and didn't have the passport. So we didn't get back across very easily.
Well, when I moved from New York to Texas, I had friends in New York say to me, "What is Texas like?" And one of them said to me, "Well, do you have paved roads?" I go, "Yeah." And they said, "Do you have color TV?" I go, "Yeah. We even put a man on the moon."
Billy's mind is probably racing 100 miles an hour with thoughts he wants to interject
I
here.
helped a lady one time that was not from beautiful Huntsville, and she made a comment about us being a little hick town. I said, that's not what it is. And she's like, "Do y'all even have internet?" I'm like, "Get the hell out."
Well, you never know, but Elliot, I didn't know that, so I'm glad we talked about that and discussed it briefly. That's pretty neat, and your journey's been incredible, and we're so thankful to have you in Huntsville.
Thank you.
Elliot, you're one of the folks. I'm not saying this just because you've helped us here with Hello Huntsville and kind of helped get us started with sponsoring our studio, which we tremendously appreciate. But one thing, Elliot, that I just love about you, the kind, generous heart that you have for so many. And Elliot, you help out a lot of nonprofits, a lot of great organizations. And you came to me when we had first talked, well over a year ago, before we even knew we were going to move, and you said, is there a way that we can highlight nonprofits in the community? And so we started doing that a little bit thanks to you. I mean, you were kind of the steering rod, I guess, if you will, for kind of the vision of what I envisioned Hello Huntsville to ultimately be, and being involved. And particularly another event coming up that your name is stamped behind, which is really important in the community to support this, is at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, a 501c3 nonprofit. But more importantly than that, it is the Lasso Your Imagination that's coming up on October the 14th. Let us know a little bit about that and just why you got behind it, Elliott.
Well, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, getting books into basically very early readers. Readers are important. Reading is important. Children love to be read to. It's close time with the parents and the child. They learn. They look at the pictures. It develops their mind. Kay is the expert on educating children, and this is a not-for-profit fundraiser to help her cover the cost of distributing the books that are provided for free. Like everything else, everything has a cost in order for it to happen, and these books need to be mailed to almost 200 children in the Walker County area, and we want to continue that because it's important for the development of our children.
Yeah, it's a great organization with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And Elliott, I was talking about this too, that I grew up in Central Texas, love the community that I'm from. The Austin area north of there is where I'm from, 26 miles north of Austin and Georgetown. But I was surprised that if you go look, all these major metropolitan areas do not have the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, at least in Texas. I looked around Dallas. Nobody there is doing it. I looked in Austin. Nobody's doing it. I looked in Williamson County. Nobody's doing it. Houston. Nobody's doing it. But we have a tremendous resource right here in Walker County that is providing literacy to young people, to children that are ages 0 to 5 years old. So that automatically almost excludes Billy and I because we're right there at 4.5.
Mm-hmm. Well, the big cities are a problem because they will need so much resources. They'll need a lot of money. Dolly Parton prints the books, provides the books, writes the books, gets them, but it's the responsibility of a local organization to get them to the children. Mm-hmm. And that's expensive. And in a city like Houston, there's probably hundreds of thousands of children that can use it, and that's kind of a big number to crunch.
Yeah, it is.
In Clarksville, Tennessee, where we were before we moved here, the local library provided it, and because it's so close to Dolly Parton, where she started it, their monthly distribution cost was over $10,000 a month.
Wow.
And the Rotary Club and different organizations got together and would raise money to sponsor a month. And that's how we were able to continue it going. And you can, things like the Lasso Your Imagination is a great way for you to get involved. There's a run coming in the spring if you would like to walk or run or have a color run then. But find out. I think you have the link to on the website in order to be able to buy tickets and register for the event that's coming up October, I think it's the 14th?
Yeah, October the 14th.
Yeah, October 14th. And we have donated a piece of jewelry for that event. And there's a lot of other, Cafe Texan is a big sponsor of this. There's a lot of other local sponsors. And we hope you can be a part of that. If not, if you'd like to make a donation, I'm sure there's a way that you can make a donation to help get books even as little as $10 helps a lot.
Goes a long way. And, over 800, I believe the number is closer to, I think, Kay, the last time I'd spoke with her, something like 800 books a month are going out. And you think about that number, and that's still a fraction of the children in this county.
Yes.
And so it's a great opportunity for you. We get the books now for both Cauthen and Braylon. Got a little one that came in yesterday it's really neat because it teaches just simple words for Braylon, like, run, run, run. But then this book was really neat because it teaches you the Spanish versions of it as well. So right next to it, it has the Spanish version. So I attribute a lot of just Braylon and her growth due to reading. And Kay told me very early on, she said, read to your child, even when the child is in the womb. If you have twins, what those are called, by the way?
What?
While the twins are still, before they're born, they're womb mates.
Womb mates.
So anyways.
I thought we were serious for a second.
They're womb mates.
Well, Kay was speaking at Rotary one time, and she was talking about the number of kids that the whole entire household, there's not a book.
I cannot believe that.
Me neither. I mean, because when I was growing up, there were books everywhere,
What got me started into helping not-for-profits started with education. Of course, my wife is an educator, and education is very important to us and our family. But there was a story that was told to me about a child who said, I didn't do my homework. And the teacher said, why didn't you do your homework? And she said, I don't have a pencil.
Wow.
So that started a drive to get pencils to every single student. It costs money, yes, but for 20 cents, you can get a pencil in somebody's hands. And the community got behind it and raised enough pencils so the students don't have that, they have the help they need. He wanted to do the homework. He really wanted to, he knew what he had to do, he just didn't have a pencil.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, as a young person to ask, hey, I don't have a pencil, and it's the things that I think, and this is a good message this morning, Elliott. On the show every morning, we always try to find some bit of inspiration, something to get people churning, something to get people motivated about something. And maybe that's the word this morning, friends, is look around what you have and don't take for granted. Because that was just a revelation to me, Elliott. Whenever you mentioned, I couldn't imagine somebody not having access to a pencil or a pen, but it exists.
But the kid was young enough that he didn't know to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is true in a lot of things with even in adults. If you need something and you want something, if you ask enough people, especially in our community in Huntsville, if you need help, there's enough people to help you.
Yeah. If you're going through something this morning, don't be ashamed to reach out. And there's a right way and a wrong way to reach out to people. And what I'm saying about the wrong way is, don't go beating down people's doors. But you know what? Go talk to a friend, talk to somebody, and say, hey, I'm really struggling right now, and ask for help. I know that sometimes it may be the most embarrassing thing, but people will respect somebody who is honest versus somebody who beats around the bush or tries to make up something to cover up something else that may be going on. If you're struggling financially, friends, it's okay to let your inner circle know that.
Sure.
Say, hey, I'm having a hard time right now. If your pantry isn't full of food, it's okay to let somebody know, because we have so many resources right here in Walker County and in our community in Huntsville that would support you and help you out. And so think about those things as the day goes on.
And if you have things that you're not using, or you have an extra cash, or you can give up a Starbucks for the day, take that money, put it aside, and find somebody. The need will find you.
Yeah, that's
Most
right.
definitely.
That's right.
The need will show up for you.
Well, our good friend Elliott Herlizch of Elliott's Jewelers joining us here on the show today alongside the formidable Billy Cauthen. I've always wanted to say that word. I don't even know what it means.
He's formidable.
Did I say that right? Formidable?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Formidable.
Formidable?
Yeah.
You're the formidable
I know
Billy.
what fermented means.
Fermented? We have the fermented Billy Cauthen here today. So.
What's in the cup?
Colombian coffee.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's a little Irish flavor in there, too.
It's just
by the way, I've tasted Clay's work, and these are freeze-dried Skittles.
Yeah, they're
freeze-dried Skittles. Something different. He sells them over at the farmers market on Saturday. He was at the pickle festival, I think, not last week, but the week before. There was a pickle festival.
Did you go to this?
No.
I didn't even know about a pickle festival.
Yeah, pickle festival outside. This, it's in the area. It was such a deal.
That's cool. I love that. Well, Clay had messaged and said, I know she isn't watching, so I'm safe, but Elliott's Jewelers helped me pick out a beautiful engagement ring.
Yep.
So, cats, in the words of our friends from Fargo, cats out of the bag.
Hey, man, those engagement rings are expensive.
Anybody.
Yeah, do not tell anybody what was just reveled here on the show. Robin Logan joining as well, saying, I love the first gentleman. Elliott is amazing. Good to hear from you, Robin. Couldn't agree more. Sally Hosey chiming in, saying, good morning, guys. Have a blessed day. And our great friend over at the Huntsville Item, the editor at the paper here in town, is our good friend Brenda Poe, saying, good morning, amazing men. Love y'all. We love you too, Brenda.
Let's go back to Robin's. Where's Robin's?
Yeah, what's here? Good. She said, I love the first gentleman.
What about the rest of us?
Yeah, well, we're the second and the third.
God almighty. You can go now.
Rachel Drake joining us as well. Rachel, I got those water park tickets.
You think
I did
that
find
changes the expiration date when he freeze dries it, like that?
It makes them probably 20 years they're worth now.
Yeah, they could last forever.
Last a longer time there.
I should do that with my money.
Fermented one.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, I tried.
Not even with a credit card.
Freeze dry your dollar and see if it'll stretch out for a while.
Speaking of your daughter playing with the credit card, my daughters, when they were young, that we go to this. They said, Dad, we found a new game that you would like for you to buy us. I said, what is it? And they said, Mall Madness.
Oh, what is this?
And what it is a board game, and each player has a credit card, and they go shopping on a board game. And they said, Daddy's credit card, Daddy's credit card.
I will say this, Elliott, we will not be partaking of Mall Madness with Braylon.
I don't know if they still make that anymore.
Yeah, you'd put, I remember the advertisements for that.
Yeah.
And you'd put the card in and it would say approved or denied.
Yeah.
Stay away from credit cards, people. They're deadly.
Hey, I got some news. It looks like they do still make it, and not only do they still make it, it is updated. You can tell because the trendy box cover on it, Billy. But it is still there. Talking electronic. Mall Madness, the classic shopping spree game. And look, there's the picture here is some young ladies. Their mall bags are filled up. And look at this. She's got a cell phone in her hand and multiple credit cards just flicking out there. So there you go.
Yeah.
Mall Madness.
Yeah.
I think that the malls, that's one thing that I'm not a big fan of is Amazon is convenient. I use Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But our local malls are starting to slowly disintegrate because, one, the overhead is so tremendous to run those things. And I miss walking into a mall and shopping. I think it was a fun experience.
Well, what's happened is people don't have the time that they had before. In the olden days, they would go, you would arrive at the mall around 10 o'clock when they open. And then you would shop and you would eat and you would walk around all day long. And then you would head home about 4 o'clock at night, and that would be your day. And the thing is, people don't have time for that. That's why they want to run in, get it, and get out.
They want to run in, get it, get out, and get back on Instagram.
That's right.
That's right. But you're right, though. We used to make a full day of it. And it was so neat because you're exactly right. We'd get there when they open. We'd do a little early shopping. There'd usually be even a breakfast taco stand or something in the mall.
Yep.
And then at about 2 o'clock, usually is when we'd eat lunch, 1 or 2. They always had that was my favorite place at the mall, the food court.
Yeah, because everybody could get whatever they want because the food was actually okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And then you hang out there all day, and then you go home.
Right.
And that's, I guess, where the phrase shop till you drop came, because by the time you left, you're ready to drop.
Maybe we can do Maybe we can come out the game closed ball madness.
Where you go to the door and it's just chained shut.
You have to find your way out of the mall. That's right. So that's great. Well, friends, stay with us. We're going to continue with Elliott here. For now, though, we're going to take a brief break. Step aside. Elliott, you have a gift that you wanted to donate to the giveaway today. Do you mind telling us what?
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
I've got a coupon for a Bluebell pint of ice cream. Actually, I've got 4 to give away, and simply the winner will get the coupon, and then they would simply take it to the grocery store, pick out the ice cream they want, and take it to the cashier, and the cashier will sign it, and you can walk out with your free pint of Bluebell ice cream.
Man, today, and Elliott, we appreciate that. Today is one of the biggest giveaways that we've had on the show as far as items, if that's concerned, because not only 4 pints of ice cream we're giving away today.
Yes.
By the time you get over here after you win this, there may only be 1 left. Just letting everyone know, Billy and I, we can put down some pints of ice cream.
I love some Bluebell.
Yeah, Bluebell homemade. You know a quick story about that Bluebell? You remember the little girl in the field and and what is it? What's the cow's name that's singing? You know what I'm talking about, though. The cows moo moo moo. And the little girl's running through the field. That little girl was my girlfriend when I was about 4 years old. That was our neighborhood. She lived in the neighborhood.
Dang.
She was Miss Erin Lindsay is her name. And, she was my little girlfriend growing up.
And what is she doing now?
I have no idea. I think she was a teacher.
Well, she's not messing with Rob.
Find her. Let's find her.
Yeah, we'll see what she's doing. I just remember as we got older, of course, then, but we had grown up in the same neighborhood. And, you have like your little friends, your little girlfriend growing up. And I remember one time she said, every time that airs, they pay me. So I guess she's getting, so she's probably still getting royalties for that thing, man. Yeah. So Billy and I need to figure out how to be the running through the field singing with the cows, man. Maybe we can get some royalties.
I mean, I've done that, but I don't think anybody recorded it.
We'll run, Billy. You'll run through a field of hops because you're the fermented. Remember? So
Almighty.
We'll have Billy running through a field, kind of hiccuping.
Hang on. Let's not do a run. Let's just do a fast walk.
Yeah, brisk walk with the weights.
Forget the walk. Let's just sit.
Yeah.
Sit and ride.
I'll ride a 4-wheeler to a field because I'm liable to step in a gopher hole or something, twist my ankle.
Well, friends, you heard it here, Elliott. We appreciate him so much. These 4 coupons for a pint of ice cream, so 4 pints of ice cream. We're also going to give away 8 Hornet tickets for the game tonight. I know that's a lot. We appreciate Lisa Blackburn with HISD for supplying those tickets. And so we have 8 seatback tickets that we are giving away to the Montgomery game tonight. And so if you can't make it to the game when you win this today, please make sure that you give those away to somebody who can make it. And then we're also, of course, tossing in that freeze-dried Skittles.
That's what the JV team did last night.
49-0. Yeah. And they were on the road there in Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, JV guys. So
they did it, boy. They got it.
And tomorrow's Sam Houston game is in Houston at the University of Houston.
It's going to be down at the U of H. Are you guys going to that one? Are you going to be down there?
Yeah. You might want to. I think there are tickets available, but you can check with the Sam Houston box office.
Yeah, go
you probably get some pretty good seats at those games, don't you?
I don't know.
No, they put him on the 4th level up at the top right
That's
corner.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's where I normally sit.
I had to turn around and just wave, Elliott.
I saw a little. It was weird, Elliott. There was all these empty seats in that back corner. Then I saw this guy over there, way up there, and he's waving. I said, Elliott, how you doing?
He's eating a turkey leg.
I'm thinking that we should have a recliner section.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. It's a premium seat where you can sit in a recliner. There'll be a TV. They bring you beer. They bring you a turkey leg. And you pay a premium seat, Maybe we can sponsor that. Get sponsors for that.
I think at Bowers years ago, they had couches down there. Do you remember that? There was a game where I saw couches in the end zone. And I think it was something to do with one of the fraternities or sororities. But it was really neat. So, we need those seats. You know what would happen, though, to be 100%? I would fall asleep. Anytime I can watch anything, but the moment I sit in a comfortable chair, I will be out in 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, no matter how great the action is.
All that matters is the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, so that's it. Well, friends, we're giving away all these great gifts, and all
You
that
could
you
use
have
that
to
for
do.
so much in life.
You could. All you got to do is text in the keyword fun along with your name. Please put your name on there when you text that in on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine. I know cuisine is misspelled. Quentin found that out. He got $100 for it. You can text in the keyword along with your name to 936-339-0139. Again, keyword fun along with your name to 936-339-0139. We'll wrap it up in a moment, but for now, though, we'll take a break. Stay with us. More to come. It's your show, as always. Good morning, Huntsville.
Town where you were born and raised. Lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and Orby, and even offer Valami hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why, at the Color Bar Hair Salon, you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
Sounds like the old Hour of Power kind of here, you know. Remember that show, The Hour of Power, from the Crystal Cathedral back in the day?
I love that.
California. Have you ever been over there, Elliott, to the Crystal Cathedral? I didn't realize that they had went belly up years ago, and the Catholic Church bought that facility and retrofitted it.
They were desperately trying to...
I want to say his name was Robert Lawrence, the gentleman that had started that ministry.
No.
But it was Robert something.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last name. But then his son Robert Jr., and then his grandson, Bobby. And Bobby, they were associated with the Presbyterian Church. Mm-hmm. And Bobby still runs a part of that Hour of Power, but it's a much smaller church, but beautiful choir. If you get a chance, look that up. Look up Bobby Hour of Power. And a really beautiful choir. I don't know why we started talking about that. I just started thinking of the Hour of Power. Something Billy could probably do pretty well, the host of Hour of Power. You down for that, Billy?
Oh, yeah, I'm good for an hour.
And then outside of that, you're like, it's 61 minutes. It's time to go.
Yeah.
So welcome back. Here we are, friends, on a Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. And we always appreciate everyone in our wonderful community. It's always, someone said Robert Hagee, not Robert Hagee. But friends, we always want to welcome you in. Thanks for being a part of this show. We are here on a Friday. Big thank you to our Foundation 5 sponsor, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life.
Schuler,
Robert Schuler. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yes, sir. For some reason, have you ever been on YouTube, Elliott, and all of a sudden you watch something like a short, and then all of a sudden you see all these other recommendations, and before you know it, you've watched 5 or 6 things, and you wonder, how did I get down this rabbit hole? Well, that's what happened the other day. I was watching... I think it was a Lakewood music video, and then somehow Robert Schuler was like, things you may like, and it popped, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I was like, I remember that, seeing that on TV when I was a child. And then I went on this tangent of researching all about it, and that's when I found out they went bankrupt, they kind of went belly, and what it was that generation of folks back in the 70s, that was one of the first mega churches. There's only 50 or so in the U.S. back then. And they considered it a mega church at like 2,500 people. Well, now it's 15,000. But it was just, I don't know. I went down that rabbit hole, and it was just kind of neat to see the history and the family history. And then I kept researching, and that's when I found out the son Bobby, the grandson Bobby, still continues that on to this day. So
he's doing it. It was Robert Harold, and then Robert A., and then Bobby Schuler.
That's one of those names, when you're in trouble if you're from East Texas and you hear this deep Texas accent, woman's voice saying, Robert Harold, you get in here. Robert Harold.
I don't have a middle name, so I guess I didn't get into trouble.
You don't have a middle name?
No.
I've never met anyone that doesn't have a middle name.
No, my parents couldn't afford it.
There was a gentleman that I used to broadcast with. Last name was Welnicki. And I wondered, how did the name Welnicki come about? And I started thinking, I bet when he was born, his dad looked over, and the wife's name must have been Nikki, and he looked over and saw that baby, goes, well, Nikki? And that's where the name came from. So welcome back in. Appreciate you, everybody, for joining us here today. We do have prizes that we're going to be giving away in just a few moments. Elliott, I did want to ask you a little bit just about kind of what you've been up to over at Elliott's Jewelers. You've got another trip coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I am leaving October 4th for our annual buying trip to Antwerp, Belgium, and we are going to be buying diamonds, lots of beautiful diamonds. 90% of the world's diamonds that are brought into the United States and the rest of the world come through Antwerp, and I deal directly with the producers before they get distributed. And so I get some tremendous deal on some fabulous diamonds that I'm able to offer to my customers. And this last year was my first year. This has been going to be a trip of passion because I love diamonds so much, and I love looking at them, and I love seeing people receive them and the joy that they get, and the celebrations that they're celebrating when they get a diamond. So I'm going. If you have any requests that you want me to find for you or bring back to you, you can text me or you to the office phone number. You can schedule an appointment, and I'll be happy to help you with that as well. And visit my website. There's a way to schedule an appointment. The last appointment I'm taking before I go on the trip is going to be the 29th next week. And all of that information is on my website. We are also going to extend a trip to Eder Oberstein in Germany, and we are going to be purchasing colored gemstones. Now, I don't do a lot with colored gemstones, but I do have some customers that want something unusual with tanzanite and with sapphire and some emeralds. And what they do, that is a cutting center where all the rough from around the world is precisely cut and fashioned in Germany. When I make a ring with small sapphires, I use German cut sapphires because they're so precisely cut.
Huh.
And its the quality, its appearance, it makes it very lively. So this is a trip of passion. I'd love to hear from you, but I'll be bringing things back. And if there's something that you want special, let me know.
If you see a black entourage of vehicles, like black Suburban, I would imagine 4 or 5 of these Suburbans driving down the road, Huntsville Police Department in the front, motorcycles there on the back. This will be if you see that, it's Elliott's Jewelers, and you're not going to know which black vehicle that you're in, because we got to keep you protected with all these diamonds, Elliott. So if you see that going down 45, that's not the president, it's Elliott.
No, but yeah, that's not how I roll.
I'm just kidding.
He shows up with a Brookshire Brothers plastic bag with
Yeah.
Keep it low key.
Keep it low key.
Hey, you wouldn't think about taking that.
Along with the roasted chicken in there.
Yeah, you'll have the turkey leg in there.
Man, you got to have lunch.
That's right.
Elliott, it was neat because Billy and I were talking one time on the show, and we had mentioned to you about how you were part of this, special buyers group, and Billy had made the comment. He goes, "Well, I get together with some buddies, and we go to Tractor Supply and buy tractor parts on the weekend."
There you go. That's how it gets started.
The Walker County Buyers Club.
Yeah, part of the Walker County Buyers Club. But Elliott, in all seriousness, I think it's so great what you do for the community, and just bringing something. So we are so blessed to have just really, and I'm not just saying this because I've been over there numerous times. You've expanded the footprint of your jewelry shop there, and just to think of just really world-class, world-known, prestigious, beautiful jewelry is right there at Elliott's Jewelers, and you've been doing it a long time. And
44 years.
Does it seem like it?
Seems a lot longer.
It does.
Yeah.
One thing that I really enjoyed, Elliott, whenever you and I had first met, we were talking IT because both you and I were in that industry for a while, and I think it's neat, to learn how people leave behind one thing to do something else, and you chose to leave that career to get into jewelry.
Well, I was in the jewelry business, and then I took a break from the jewelry business because like everything else, you do it for a long time, you lose the enthusiasm, and it doesn't seem so new and fresh. And technology was starting to gear up, so I decided to take a break and go back to school and get my MCSE and my A+ certification, which means learning a lot about computers. And I like that. And then after I was going through my training, I was in a server room with a bunch of blinking lights. And I missed one important thing. I like people. Blinking lights don't do anything for me.
You like blinking jewels.
I like blinking jewels. And I decided this is absolutely ridiculous. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be where my passion is.
Yeah.
And that's with people. People don't say, hey, let me give you a blinking light because I love you. I mean, people.
Man's got a point.
And so I wanted to be in front of people talking about jewelry. I love diamonds. My father was a diamond cutter. His father was a diamond cutter. The uncles were goldsmith. Of course, by the time I was born, my father had left the jewelry business and went back to school and became a chemical and mechanical engineer. But I always wanted to be a merchant, and I thought while the technology side is very good, that wasn't who I needed to be.
Sure. Well, it's always good to hear the journeys, and especially to hear the journey of our good friend, Mr. Elliott Herlizch, here with us today on the show. Elliott, we're going to keep you on as we'll wrap up on this segment. Is that okay?
Sure.
And we're going to go ahead and head over to the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine. I just like saying that. I almost feel like Sean Connery should still be alive, and he should be the one saying that.
You should have Granny Mary come on
He was on. I think about a month ago, but we'll definitely have to get
It's
him
a
back
he?
on. Mm-hmm.
He, Granny Mary?
Well, yeah, it's his grandma.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Granny Mary's Cajun Asian. Granny Mary's Cajun Asian cuisine. So let's head over to that
I
text.
think we needed to come on Friday and bring samples.
Yeah, I would be all for that.
I'm
Here we
pretty
go.
prone to Fridays.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
You know who this is?
I think I do.
Who do you think it is?
It kind of sounds like Billy.
Yeah. Hey, guess what?
What?
You won some stuff.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Do you win a lot of stuff?
No, she never
No,
wins.
I don't.
She never wins.
No.
She gets to sit by me at Rotary. That's winning.
Rotary.
Rotary.
Oh, I guess.
Well, no, I look forward to that.
Ashley, our good friend, is also joining us, Elliott Herlizch.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Elliot. I was watching, so I was listening to your upcoming trip. It sounds exciting.
Thank you.
She's like, bring back some diamonds.
I got a trip coming up too. I might be going to Madisonville this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna slide up there to that. Yeah, we're gonna slide up to that Buc-ee's. They got some stuff up there I want to look at.
Oh. You have to bring me something back from Buc-ee's.
Chopped beef sandwich.
All I can imagine.
What are you doing?
Daddy, can we go to Buc-ee's this weekend?
Well, they do sound like me.
You know what funny story is, Ashley? I'm going to tell this story really briefly because I know you're probably busy. But Joel Osteen was sharing a story at Lakewood one time about the Osteen family, and they didn't have any money, nothing growing up. And his dad, John Osteen, would take Joel and some of his brothers and sisters to the airport in Houston to watch the tram go around. And they said that was their entertainment.
I took a date. I was living in Dallas, Fort Worth. I had no money at that time. And we went at sunset, and we got on the airport tram and took the tram around. It was a very romantic night.
Ashley, what does a romantic date for you look like? What is a dream date? Just to give us men here that need to do a better job taking care of our significant others. What is a dream date for the Ashley Horton?
You know, I don't even know the last time we went on a date, so I can tell you. Or that I've had time to think about it. I don't know. I think you should, if you are just planning a date for somebody, I feel like you should plan one without them having to think anything about it. Like, have you ever seen those videos where you come home and you already have the outfit laid out and you're like, be ready in 10 minutes, we're going to go do things?
Oh, great. I'll never be able to come up with something like that.
Just what you can do is just simply say, grab a toothbrush, let's go.
I was just thinking, I got all y'all beat. We were so poor, we would go to First National Bank and just ride the elevator.
There's still footprints in there from where y'all stood so long.
Well, hell, they wouldn't kick you off.
Well, Ashley, congratulations. You have won 4 pints of ice cream, and Billy and I fully expect you to give us 2 of those since we sit next to you at Rotary. And also,
it's the right thing to do.
Those freeze-dried Skittles that you've talked about for so long, Ashley, they are coming your way.
Those are like a family favorite.
Well, there you go. Courtesy of 0 Degree.
Tell her I want that one right there. I want that one. Where's it? I want that one right there. That's mine.
Yeah, Billy, if there's any missing, it's because he breaks in. And also, Ashley.
I'm going to let her break the seal, but that's the one I want.
Ashley, I've got 8 tickets. 8. And I know, you guys, I don't know what your plans are tonight, but I have 8 tickets to the Huntsville Hornets football game. If that's something that you cannot use, do you think you know a few folks that you could give some of those to?
I'm sure I can find somebody, but we've been talking about trying to go, so we'll see.
Well, there you go. And these are seat back, too.
I could get you on the field.
Well, there you go.
You got to help me hold that inflatable thing, but I can get you on the field.
Yeah. So, Ashley, congratulations. Are you going to be at work all day today, or are you out and about? Because we'll run these gifts over to you.
I have somewhere to be at 9. But if you call me or text me, I'll tell you when you're coming. Just let me know.
Okay. Well, I'll just leave them there with somebody. Just make sure they don't dig into them, Ashley.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'm not worried about Brenda, but I'm more worried about Cauthen over there.
I'd put them in a brown paper bag and write like tax receipts on them.
Hey, I'll put it in a brown paper bag, and I'll write with the permanent marker Bush Tall Boy. Is that okay?
They might definitely get into it then.
Head for the mountains of Bush.
Ashley, before we let you go, what are you most thankful for about the Huntsville community?
My name better be mentioned.
Of course, seeing y'all at Rotary, but I just like how like tight knit the community is, and if anybody needs help, we always try to help each other, and you can reach out to anybody if you need help. I just like how friendly everybody is.
All right. Well, there she is, Miss Ashley Horton. Tell Jonathan hello and your beautiful children, and it's always good to hear from you. And congratulations on winning those great items, and thanks for texting in to win on our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line.
Okay, thanks. I'll see y'all later.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
There she was, Miss Ashley Horton, a winner chicken dinner today. We'll have more prizes lined up again next week. Already getting some gifts lined up for next week, and Bridget and I are actually going to be heading out of Huntsville today at noon and spending a day and a half in Georgetown, and then I'll be back. I'm in this I just don't like missing church on Sundays, Elliot. I really, if I miss church on a Sunday, like the rest of the week is just.
It does. It throws it off.
And so I told Bridget, I said, look, sweetheart, one of her best friends, she has twin girls, 4 years old. They're having a little birthday, and so we wanted to take Braylon. I said, we'll go, but I want to be back Saturday night so we can be at church on Sunday.
And Georgetown's not that far.
2.5 hours.
Yeah. And just be careful on the road.
And we do miss going all the way down to Houston, but a good friend of mine who's became a good friend, two folks actually here in the community. I can no longer use the excuse that I don't want people knowing my business. That was always a joke because everyone said, why do you go all the way to Houston to church? I would always joke, I said, I don't want anybody knowing my business. But
Wrong.
It's live and on air 5 days a week.
But in all truth, a good friend, Dr. Jones, who we've had on this show several times, who brought National Day of Prayer to Huntsville over 20 years ago, and then Pastor Jason Bay at First Baptist Church, they've been asking, saying, hey, we'd love for you to come and get involved. And so about a month ago, we started attending First Baptist here in town and just absolutely love it. And the way that Pastor Bay delivers the word and the way that God uses him to utilize his talents to reach others. It's just he's a great guy, and we're really enjoying being over there. So
there's a lot going on this weekend here in Huntsville.
Downtown.
Truck. Touch a truck. Bring the little ones down to touch the trucks.
I was going to let my kids do that with my truck, but I was going to give them sponges with soap and water.
How'd it work?
It didn't.
Yeah, they didn't touch the truck.
Maybe they should start smaller and they can do my car.
Yeah, I'll bring that up to them.
Well, friends, thanks so much. Quentin, by the way, works over at First National, and he said, man, it took forever to get those footprints out of those elevators, Billy.
Sorry, but not sorry, man. We was po.
Yeah. So, well, friends, we appreciate everybody joining us this week. Been a fun week, a fun show, and I want to remind you again, download the Spirit Radio app, and you can stay engaged, not just from 7 to 8 or so, but literally throughout the day. For Billy Cauthen and Sam Houston Memorial, good to see you, partner. I missed you last week. And Mr. Elliott Herlizch, appreciate all that you do, Elliott.
Thank you.
That'll wrap it up here on a fabulous Friday. I hope and pray that everyone has a blessed week. Remember, get out, make a difference, and help somebody in need today. Friends, that'll wrap it up. We'll see you back at it Monday with our good friends from Walker County Federal Credit Union on a Monday. Until then, I'm Rob Hipp, as always, reminding you that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, friends. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it on Monday at 7 a.m.
Bye.